Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder once again with another Reddit story for you. This one comes from AITA and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Giving the Flowers I Made for My Son's and Daughter-in-Law Wedding to My Own Daughter's Baby Shower? My son's and daughter-in-law's wedding is at the end of June. Originally, they were tight on money and were upset over the price of flowers. It wasn't in their budget and they had a very specific image. I looked at prices for what they wanted and it was even out of my own budget. I instead offered to do what they wanted with fake flowers. They agreed and sent over images for me to use. I have spent over $500 buying all the stuff and my own time. It turned out great in my opinion. I got a call about 2 weeks ago that they won't need them anymore, and that they have the money to have real flowers, and that they've already booked it. So, in short, all of my time was for nothing. And the $500. My daughter was over and commented on how cute the flowers were. She asked if I could make her some for her baby shower. I explained what had happened and told her she could have them. Her baby shower was over the weekend and she used the flowers on the tables. It was a nice event. After, my son and daughter-in-law came up and we got into an argument. They think I'm a jerk for using their flowers for someone else's event, and now everyone will think they copied my daughter for their wedding. My point was I can give them away to whoever, and I don't think it's a big deal since they were used. That instead of me throwing them out, someone got to use them. Am I the astronaut? Wow, it's even simpler than I thought. It's before the wedding, but they chose not to use them. They had no claim on them. They don't get to decide where these things that they didn't pay for or spend the time on to create go. They don't get to decide. The fact that they had an opinion at all pisses me off. And it should piss you off, OP. I hope that you stood your ground there. And it sounds like you did, saying that you can decide where they go to. But wow, the entitlement of these two. Hey, those things we said we didn't want anymore, we still want rights over them. It's like we still want to decide what happens with them. We just don't, we don't want to use them, but we don't want anyone else to use them either. So OP, yeah. NTA, I think the majority of folks voting in that poll nailed it. NTA. We need to talk about your son and daughter-in-law for a second, though, because, I think you got a good glimpse of how they're going to treat people, not just through the wedding, but afterwards. And I'm concerned on your behalf here. I think the boundary that you put up is good. Just be aware that throughout this, you may have to reinforce that and even strengthen it, even move it further down the field to make sure that they don't take advantage of you, because apparently they have no issues with taking advantage of you. Is this an ASCON 1 offense on their behalf, or it's at least a 2? They definitely should not have done this. Is it? I mean, 1 is typically reserved for if you're evil. It's like the most asshole-ish of the asshole, pure evil. Is this evil? Is it a terrible human thing, or is it something they just definitely shouldn't have done? Mix of 2 and 1. Yeah, why wouldn't they be happy, Ms. Berry? Why wouldn't they be happy that the money and time that she had invested in something didn't go to waste? Lack of respect, Reese's. Yeah, 2 for now. I'll agree with you there. I think it's because it's an isolated incident right now. We'll call it a 2. If this is something that starts happening on a repeated basis, they're going to climb to 1 pretty quickly. This is a 2 primer for a 1 kind of behavior. The fact that they had no regard for, first of all, not including her in the discussion to not use those anymore, and just called her up and said, hey, we don't want them. Cool. Glad y'all appreciated all the money and work I put into it. And then had an opinion whenever she used them for something else. It's pretty shitty. That's pretty shitty. Pretty shitty.